Even with bigger, meatier tires, my Jeep Gladiator is still the smoothest mid-sized truck out there. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, even with the bigger, meatier, beefy tires I've got on my Jeep Gladiator, it is still the smoothest, most comfortable mid-sized truck out there. You know, I gotta say, when I first delved into the truck modding world, I was a little worried. You know, I put bigger tires on my first Toyota Tacoma, the first time I'd ever done it. And I was concerned after that because the ride quality took a severe hit. It diminished to the point that I questioned why I put them on, and even, should I say it, thought about going back to all-terrains or all-season, rather, tires just to get that ride back that I wanted. You know, at first when I did it, I blamed it on the lift. I thought the lift did it. But after changing tires around and having a few different brands, different setups, I finally came to the conclusion that, you know, it's really not the lift. It's those bigger, meatier, heavy tires. So, fast forward to when I got my Jeep Gladiator. I decided that, you know, I had to put bigger tires on it. The look is just such a profound change. It makes it look so much better that I had to do it. I was a little reluctant because for a while I had just the regular tires with different wheels. No ride change, the quality was the same, and it was fantastic. But nonetheless, I took the leap. I went out, I bought some bigger, meatier tires, and I put them on. And I gotta say, it's amazing. Now, I'm not gonna tell you that there's no difference. I do feel a little bit more weight, I guess, because they are quite a bit heavier than what the all-season tires were that came on the truck. But still, nothing that is very profound. And I think that's kind of a testament to the Jeep itself, the Jeep Gladiator. You know, it's got tons of power, never lacking for that. And I think that kind of compensates a bit for when you do put bigger tires on the truck. As far as the little difference I mentioned, the only place that I really noticed it right off the bat was braking. It seemed to me, for some reason, to take a little bit more distance or a little bit longer to brake than when it did with just the regular all seasons on it. So I guess my point is if you're considering putting bigger tires on your Jeep Gladiator, maybe you're a little worried about losing that awesome ride quality, you really don't have to be concerned as long as you don't go crazy. Now, I can't speak to anything bigger than a 285/70 R17 because that's what I'm running on the truck right now. But I know other people put bigger ones on, 37-inch. Some crazy people have even put 40s on. But they look great, I got to admit. The bigger the tire, the better to some extent. I mean, you wouldn't want to put like John Deere tractor tires on, although it wouldn't surprise me if someone hasn't done it already. But you can go bigger and not have to worry about comfort problems. You're still going to have a pretty darn comfortable truck. In my opinion, the most comfortable truck in the mid-size market, even with the bigger wheels and tires. I think Jeep just did a fantastic job setting up the truck in such a way that we could still mod it. And I wonder if in those boardroom meetings, you know, those dreaded meetings every day at 8 o'clock in the morning, if they didn't discuss that when they were designing this truck, building it. In other words, let's create something that is different, which they did, unique, and something that we know people are going to modify. So let's give them a little bit of leeway so they can do that, since we know they're going to do it anyway, and we want them to be happy with the truck. I wonder if that conversation ever happened. If it didn't, it should. Because I think modding today is probably as big as it's ever been, particularly with Jeep and the Jeep Gladiator. I see them all over the place now, and I'm very happy about that, by the way. I know when I first got mine, I was like the only one in town. You'd see one maybe once a week. Now I see 2 or 3 per day when I'm out running around. And I don't live in a giant city. I can only imagine further north where you have a lot more people, there's probably a lot more of them around. And I think that is fantastic. So I'm just curious if indeed they did have that discussion. And again, if they didn't, they certainly should have. Now, another thing that you have to talk about when you're talking about comfort in the Jeep Gladiator in relation to bigger tires is road noise. You know, a lot of people out there are very sensitive to that, I've discovered. I'm not too much, and probably because typically when I'm in the truck, I've got the radio on blasting anyway, so it's not like I can hear every little nuance, every little sound about the truck. But if you are sensitive, obviously a bigger, more aggressive tire, you know, with deeper, thicker tread is going to be louder. And it's certainly true with these tires. If there's any knock about going to bigger tires, it's that they do make more noise. Again, only if you are sound sensitive when it comes to that kind of thing. Me personally, I kind of like to hear. I like to hear the sound of my truck. The bigger wheels and tires and the noise they make, that doesn't bother me too much. Now, there are things that you can do. You can put sound deadening on. You could elect to not go with them at all, of course, because you know going in, or you should, that they're going to be louder. And that really is the only ding I have for them. And that's even stretching comfort a little bit to sound. The ride quality is awesome. And the last thing that I'll mention is the ride quality. Going over bumps, things like that. It's still the best out there in my opinion. I compare it to my Toyota Tacoma. The Tacoma, even when it had just the stock wheels on it, or tires rather, did have a rougher ride. You could feel more in the road. You definitely could feel the bumps more. And that's true even with the bigger tires on the Gladiator. It's still a smoother ride, and you just don't feel as much as I did anyway in those other trucks. Anyway, I just wanted to get on here, talk about that a bit. I get questions about the setup that I have. Does it cause any issues, any problems? The last thing, one more thing I guess I should mention is fitment. A 285/70R17 with those little wind cutouts on the front of the truck, gone. You won't have any problems with rubbing at all. Leave a comment, let me know. Do you have bigger tires, more aggressive tires on your Jeep Gladiator? Are you happy with them, or are you a little disappointed? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma, and Rob Motive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.